The big game Friday night between the Bulldogs Sea Eagles, and this is the first time that the Bulldogs, now coached by Des Hasler, take on his old club, the Sea Eagles, and that alone will create a lot of interest in this game. It's a shame that a lot of the key players in both sides have got some injury concerns, and the 17 that we've got named for both teams may not be the 17 to take the field. Look, we'll go through those in just a second. But look, the last 9 times these two teams have played, Manly have won 6 of them. But of course, that was when Des Hasler coached Manly. A little bit different tonight. What I think is significant is that probably the Sea Eagles, certainly 3 of their 4 most significant players have got an injury doubt. Brett Stewart still struggling with his ribs. Kieran Foran, hamstring, and Glenn Stewart still not back from his finger injury. I expect Foran and Stewart to play. Brett Stewart, the fullback, and the one guy that's very, very difficult to replace, is struggling probably the worst with his ribs, and we aren't really going to know till an hour before kick-off before he plays, and it's just something that we have to wait. We can't go off too early here. Dean Ware, who has done quite a good job in filling in. He goes back to the bench with Vic Morrow and Liam Foran. They've been relegated to the bench. But look, if all these guys play for the Sea Eagles, Brett Stewart, Glenn Stewart and Kieran Foran will come in and join Daly Cherry Evans. It's going to be a fantastic Sea Eagles team, and they won't be far off full strength, although several of them won't be match fit. But just in terms of skills and class, it's an outstanding Sea Eagles team, and they certainly overshadow the Bulldogs in many capacities of the game, particularly organising and tactical kicking. Organising and tactical kicking is the biggest thing that the Bulldogs have been lacking. They're not strong in that area, and like the best organiser and tactical kicker is Trent Hodkinson, who has been out with a knee, and while he's not due back for a couple of weeks, I wouldn't be surprised if he turns up and plays on the weekend, and that will obviously significantly change the Bulldogs, the makeup of their team, and how they will play. So it's just one of these games. While it's an exciting game to watch from the Des Hasler point of view, in terms of doing ratings on it, in terms of investing in it, it's very difficult, and we're just going to have to wait till about an hour before the game to know exactly who's going to be running on the field. But let me say, if all teams are fit and well, I can only be on the Sea Eagles. There's no question about that, even though they're playing away at the Bulldogs' home ground. Just a comment about the Bulldogs team. Des Hasler has gone with this configuration most of the year. He continues to pick Dean Hallertau and David Stagg at back row and lock respectively. I certainly would have Corey Payne in one of those back row positions based on his form last year, and he just does more with the ball. He looks more dangerous, and I think he deserves it. Greg Eastwood is a world-class forward, and I absolutely would have him in the lock forward position. He's very quick off the mark for a big guy, and he can bust tackles, but also he can create second phase play, something that David Stagg doesn't do, and really he's just a tackling machine, David Stagg. So look, I think it's a defensive move having him there. I think if the Bulldogs are going to go on and be a serious contender in this competition, they need to have Greg Eastwood at lock forward, and certainly at some stage James Graham, another world-class forward, must be close to consideration for starting in the game as well. He's too good a player to have coming off the bench, James Graham. So look, I think Des Hasler's got that wrong, and I think he's had it wrong all year. He's got away with it in some of his games, and there's been some circumstances why he's got away with it, and I think you'll find that he'll probably twig with that configuration as we move forward in the competition. As for the Sea Eagles, look, they've discovered a couple of young players, one in particular on the left wing, George Tafuya. He looks absolutely outstanding, and certainly looks a very good prospect into the centres in years to come. Could be a likely replacement for Steve Matai if he moves on. Steve Matai is another guy who's struggling with a neck injury, and while I expect him to play, he is another guy that has got a little bit of a cloud over him in this game. So look, as I said, in terms of doing something in this game, I can only be on the Sea Eagles, but at this stage I won't be doing anything. That may change 60 minutes before kick-off. If you're not already a member, join up on our Facebook. That's Facebook Champion Profits, or join up on our Twitter Sportsbet Live, and you'll get the information late. You'll also get our halftime line, and you can compare it with the bookmaker's line and see if you think there's any value there for you. So there is for me. I look forward to talking to you over the weekend.